Hi, it's Dorothy Guining with Scrapbooking Quebec. This week I'm joining the Punched Out Thursday to Die For collaboration. We share ideas every Thursday on what to do with your punches and your dies. I will put links to all the other participants below, so be sure to check out their channels for more tool inspiration. Here's what I'm going to be creating, a 12 by 12 layout, and I'm going to be using a border punch to create an interesting foundation page and dies to create embellishment clusters. And the foundation layer is pretty much a Paige Evans scrap lift, and I will show you the inspiration piece in a few moments. Paige used this technique to create a magnificent rainbow. I'm going to be using it to get rid of my scraps, and I do find the technique great for using up scraps. So here's my material. It's leftovers from a stash kit I created based on, coincidentally, a Paige Evans collection, Bungalow Lane. I actually created this stash kit on YouTube about a month ago, and I will link up that video below in case you're interested. So here are the tools I'll be using, and I'll talk more about them throughout the process, and everything I use will be listed in the description box below. So without further ado, let's get started. And I did prepare a foundation page in advance with 3 sheets of paper, and I gutted 2 of them. So there is a tutorial on my channel where I explain how to do that. So that will be listed below. I did round the corners on the white cardstock, and I also matted 2 photos. So here are the papers I'm using, most of them, but not all, from the Bungalow Lane collection. I am throwing in that Vellum there. That is from Stampin' Up. I have a 6x8 paper pad from Simple Stories. Those titles, Simple Stories again, the I Am collection. And I have metallic cardstock from Tim Holtz. Now first I want to have a look at the layout that I'm more or less scrap lifting from Paige Evans. This is in the spring 2022 Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine, and there is her layout. What a beautiful rainbow she created, and she created it with punched out border strips. When I saw this, I thought it would be a great way to use up leftovers from a collection. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. I'm also going to show you I have my basket of tools handy, and like I said, I'll talk more about them throughout the process. The first tool I'm going to dig into is the Creative Memories Border Maker system. So what I want to do is cut out a bunch of border strips, and I'm showing you basically the papers that I kind of narrowed down to do this. So I have a bunch of different papers here. I have a cartridge. It's like a scalloped, pretty simple cartridge. And you can see basically you put the cartridge in this little mechanism, and then you place your paper in a guide and you basically punch along that guide. It really works well, this system. I've had it for many, many years. So I'm cutting it out in a bunch of different papers. I'm not going to make you watch all of this. Each one of them are 1 inch wide. And obviously later on, I'm going to be cutting them all down at different lengths. So I'm showing you all the strips I have. I have way more than I need, but I definitely have a variety to play with. And when I was selecting the paper here, I was very careful to make sure I had a lot of tone-on-tone prints as well, because I find with all of these different printed papers, there is a lot going on, and I tend to get overwhelmed with printed paper. So I was aware of that when I was selecting even my scraps. So now what you see me doing is just playing around with these scraps, looking for a design that pleases my eye. So you're going to see me switching them around a little bit. They're more or less in order, I guess. And when I actually put them to the page, my plan is to have them more narrow at the top, then they're going to gradually become longer, and then once again more narrow towards the bottom, kind of like a sideways triangle, I guess. But the strips are staggered. It's not going to be like a perfect sideways triangle. Once I'm happy with the design, with the order of the prints, then you can see me carefully sliding them towards the top of the layout. And now what I'm going to do is just start trimming these down and adhering them to the page. Later on, I will put measurements for the length of these strips on the screen, but really it's not important. You're going to see they kind of stagger back and forth, but basically get longer towards the middle and gradually, once again, more narrow towards the top. And each one of these strips is either between 6 inches and the longest one being 10 inches long. So they're all varying lengths between those two measurements. You can also see I'm checking in from time to time, making sure they're basically straight here. My adhesive is kind of important because I am using that Easy Runner Strips adhesive, which is permanent. However, it does give me a bit of wiggle room to switch things up a bit before it becomes totally permanent. And you're going to see later on in the process, I do switch up some of those border strips. It's just one of those things. It's when you do this technique, or when I do this technique, I should say, it's almost like I need blind faith because it doesn't really look right to me. But I'm hoping that by the time my photos are matted, by the time I get a title there, and by the time I have my embellishment clusters, it will all come together. Anyway, what you see me doing right now is auditioning different papers for a double photo mat. I ended up going with the wood grain there, and off camera I cut them and adhered them. And I'm also showing you 2 extra layers of cardstock, and I'm going to be backing one of those 2 photos in that because I want to pop it up on foam adhesive. And I just showed you a pouch. It was full of scraps, mostly from Pink Fresh Studio. They are scraps leftovers, as well as Cartridge. Both of those manufacturers have fairly thick paper, so my scraps, I don't throw them away. I save them and use them for things like this, backing ephemera pieces or photos that I plan to pop up on foam adhesive. So I'm showing you the title there from that I Am Thickers sheet. And I'm also showing you a die from Elizabeth Craft Designs, and I already have one cut out. It's a planner page. I often do this in my video. So I'm going to be using that not only as a layering piece, but also as a journaling box. So you can kind of see how I plan to set things up there. And my title is going to go in the bottom right, but I'm not ready to adhere it quite yet. What I want to do now is start creating embellishments. So I have 2 sets of dies here. This one here is from Stampin' Up. It's a current one. It's called Stitched Leaves. And this other one is from the Hip Kit Club from their October release. I only use one from that, but most of the leaves are going to come from that Stampin' Up die set that I just showed you. I'm just going through my scraps here looking for some papers to cut out for my leaves. So I go with the green, that gold paper. I have the actual gold metallic cardstock as well, and I have a wood grain there. So what I'm going to do is get out my Big Shot. I'm going to show you how these dies from Stampin' Up work. Last time for Punched Out Thursday, I used dies that were no longer available. So I looked through my stash to find something that was current. And this one here from Stampin' Up is actually quite nice. You can see the dies come in 2 pieces. There's the stitched outline, but if you want embossing in the middle, there is a piece that you can put in the middle of each leaf. So each leaf comes out embossed. They are really beautiful. And I also want to cut out a sprig in that wood grain paper. That die there is from the Hip Kit Club from their October 2021 release. So you can see off camera I cut out a bunch of leaves and sprigs, and that's what I'm showing you. At this point, I'm looking at my foundation page with all those border strips, and it's starting to look boring to me. I was hesitant when I was selecting my colors, but now I'm looking at it and thinking I was a little bit too hesitant. Nevertheless, I am going to build these clusters. So I want 2 embellishment clusters with these leaves. I start with the bigger ones, and then I'm coming in with the smaller pieces, the metallic leaves, as well as those sprigs. So I end up deciding to go on each side of the photo. So the top left of the photo and the bottom right of the photo. But I'm not liking the foundation page. I'm finding it just is missing something. So at this point, I go back into those border strips that I cut out that I didn't use. And even though I rejected the wood grain when I first was putting this foundation page together, I thought maybe it might help. It might add a bit more guts to my page, for lack of a better term. Anyway, I decide to replace 3 of those strips with that dark wood grain paper, and I'm actually really happy I did. I'm so much happier with it. Like I mentioned, I was very hesitant at the beginning to add too much color because there was so many prints. There was a lot going on. But in the end, once everything was on the page, I still felt something was missing. So I'm happier with that. And now it's all down. And now what I'm going to do, once again, is start placing those embellishment clusters. But this time I'm going to start adhering things to the page. And I will start by adhering that planner page to the foundation page on top of those border strips. I'm not going to adhere the photos quite yet because all of those leaves are going to be coming out from underneath those photos. I had to move over that planner page a little bit because I wanted there to be enough room for my embellishment cluster. And when I'm creating these embellishment clusters, I am creating them like I would a bouquet of flowers in a vase in my home. I start with the bigger pieces, in this case the bigger leaves, and then I come in with the smaller fill-in pieces. So then I'm coming in with the sprigs along with those smaller metallic leaves. When I adhere them as well, I'm making sure only to add adhesive to the base of these leaves because I will want to add foam adhesive underneath some of the tips of these leaves later on. So now you can see as well, I added some foam adhesive to that photo that's going to go in the bottom right. But before I actually adhere it to the page, I want to also add those leaves underneath. So that's what you see me doing right now. Once again, just doing the same thing I did in the top right, starting with the bigger leaves, then coming in with the smaller pieces, the metallic leaves, along with those sprigs. Then what I'll do is adhere the photo down, and I'm actually so happy now when I look at this that I added that dark wood grain paper. Sometimes you just have to have everything down in order to see what something's going to look like. It's impossible to predict, basically. Sometimes you just have to try things, I guess. So I'm almost done here, and then what I'm going to do is some finishing touches. Now obviously I have to put that title down on the foundation page, but you're going to see in a moment I do get out some stamps. I am going to want to stamp in the tab of the planner page up there, and I'm going to show you 2 stamp sets from Elizabeth Craft Designs. One I use frequently, it's called Vacay Phrases, and this is a new one to me. It's called Family. So for Vacay Phrases up there, I'm going to simply put, what did I put up there? It says this way. And you notice I slipped a piece of cardstock underneath it because that planner page is just paperweight paper, and underneath it are all of those layers with those border strips. So if I had stamped just directly on that paper, it probably wouldn't have came out very nice. Anyway, that's why I put that cardstock underneath to make it more solid. And you can see what I did off camera. I didn't want to do it on camera because I wanted to do it away from my tripod. I stamped underneath the title, Little Moments, Big Memories. And that's from that other stamp set that's called Family from Elizabeth Craft Designs. So I'm happy with that. I placed the title on top of it. And now all I'm doing is coming in with a few pieces of foam adhesive, and I'm just tucking them under the metallic leaves. The other leaves are all paperweight, and I would have had to back them for my liking anyway with some scrap cardstock. So, but that metallic cardstock is pretty thick. Anyway, that's it. All I did off camera was my journaling. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd greatly appreciate a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would be thrilled if you did. And if you are a subscriber, thank you very, very much. Don't forget to check out the other links. They are listed below. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you soon on YouTube. Bye-bye.